Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, idea Brownsville families. So this is the presentation that I've given a lot of 8th grade families already about our graduation plan. This is going to be a little bit abbreviated because when I'm giving the sessions in person, parents ask me questions and it's a good time for me to go in depth for a little bit more. But this is the bulk of it. I've given this presentation about 10 times or so to 8th grade families and also a few 9th grade families. But please feel free to call me, email me, and my information will be in the Parent Weekly. So the first thing, idea is about college graduates. Our vision is ambitious yet simple, to become the #1 producer of college graduates in the state of Texas in aggregate, no excuses. So our idea high schools already rank very highly. We're always among the top on the U.S. News and World Report rankings. 100% of our IDEA seniors have been accepted to college for 8 years in a row, and IDEA students graduate from college 5 times the national rate. Also, very recently, the Washington Post ranked several of our high schools, including IDEA Frontier, the school that we're most similar to, as one of the top 50 most rigorous high schools in the country. So one of the things that we're going to be offering in high school, and excuse me for talking fast, but if you want to synthesize in the information, you can just pause the YouTube video, is advanced placement classes. And these classes are at the college level. They're not the most difficult level of college, but they're probably more towards the lower end of the college level, but they are still college level. They are with highly qualified AP trained teachers who have to go through many different AP trainings and are experts in their field. There's very high expectations for students in the classroom in terms of thinking and writing. All students are enrolled in every AP class. And then if you do well in these classes, you can get college credit. They're out of 5, and if you get a 3, 4, or 5, you're likely to get college credit. Individualized college counseling. If your son or daughter enrolls in a school where there's thousands of students, it's going to be really hard to keep track of your son or daughter in terms of, where do you want to go, graduation requirements, all these things. Here at IDEA, it's much smaller. There's 120 students, and by the time that we are a full-scale campus, every senior is going to have one college counselor, and every college counselor is going to be responsible for about 30 to 40 students. So the ratio is going to be about 1 to 35. This is very, very manageable, and we believe in IDEA it's very, very important to have such a small ratio so that every single student is set up and can be successful in college. College readiness does not start in 9th grade. It really starts in 6th grade. Actually, I even believe it starts in kindergarten. And that's why throughout the college prep curriculum, which lasts from 6th to 12th grade, we have students going to college field lessons, to seeing these colleges firsthand, seeing what it's like to be on a college campus. There's other junior programs later in high school, like in junior year, where we actually have funds available for students to go away and spend some time in a college, because that's, in addition to the academics, which is our forte, students have to be adapted to being away from home. And I'll give more information on that program. It's called the CSAP program later. So in addition, IDEA helps students when they're in college. 85% is our goal of students to graduate from college in 4 to 6 years. We have a team working at headquarters, the Director of Alumni Affairs, the Manager of Alumni Affairs, and partnerships with universities across the United States. There's also the Give Me 5 Foundation, which is a fund for students to buy miscellaneous but very, very important items, such as if a student needs help with buying a plane ticket, a winter coat if they're going to school in Boston, or a laptop, small things like that, that foundation can help. Because our role is to develop students to graduate from college, not to start college and then drop out and then have a large amount of debt. Small, safe environment. The high school population is going to be around 400. That's compared to 3,000. So I have taught all the 9th graders before, and I've taught all the 8th graders before. I know every single one of them by name. I know every single one of their mathematical abilities, but also their writing abilities, because we did a lot of writing in math class. And I strongly suggest that you should have your child at a place where the teachers know your children by name and their abilities, as opposed to by their student ID number. This is the promise. If you graduate from IDEA, you will go to college. So, 100% matriculation. This is accepted, and then step foot on campus in September. And then right now, 86% are still going to college. 1,500 alumni are attending 51 universities in 18 states. So here's a list. You can pause this if you would like to look through the list. Here's another list. These are out of state. Your high school's, your child's graduation plan. We're basing it on several different things. The most important thing is the TEA, House Bill 5. The students are going to be on the distinguished plan, which is the highest level according to the Texas Education Agency. So this is the biggest thing that is a factor in the graduation plan. Additionally, we're applying to become an IB school. Frontier was recently accepted to become an IB school, and we are very confident about becoming an IB school as well. And therefore, the IB classes are also going to be on your child's graduation plan. At IDEA, newly introduced foundation graduation plan will not meet college entrance exam requirements. There's several different requirements, several different plans, foundation, minimum, recommended, and distinguished. Distinguished is the one that we're going to be offering. And this, the bulk of it, as you can see in the sheet that's attached, that your child should have given you 4 years of English, math, science, and social studies. Okay, so the graduation requirements, IDEA's class of 2020. There's going to be, there's 5 endorsements that a student can receive. Endorsement is like a certification, also kind of an award that student is a mini expert on a certain field. Your child, if they stay here with the distinguished plan that we're offering, they're going to be getting 3 out of the 5 endorsements. There's also performance acknowledgments for bilingualism if students get above 80% in their English and Spanish classes, also scored high AP and IB, International Baccalaureate scores, and also high ACT scores. So here's the main graduation requirements. Accepted into a 4-year college university, minimum 125 hours of community service, minimum 26 credits, basically classes as part of a college prep curriculum, and passing the state-mandated examinations. There are 4, English 1, English 2, biology, and algebra 1. So here is what your graduation plan looks like. This is attached in your sheet. There's 2 high school credits right here already in 8th grade, Spanish 1 and algebra 1. And if students do well on the test that they've already taken, they can get to Spanish 2 credit in 8th grade, so they can go directly to Spanish 3. 11th and 12th grade, these are going to be our International Baccalaureate years. And what IB is, International Baccalaureate, is a curriculum. It is a set of classes that we're going to be offering that are a very rigorous level, and those are the classes. It's a global curriculum, and those are the classes that we're going to be offering for the students, 11th and 12th grade. The students are going to be taking next year English 1, Geometry, Biology, AP Human Geography, AP Microeconomics, it's not on here, and then either Spanish 1, 2, or 3. In addition to some of the other classes, AVID, Advancement by Individual Determination, a class that develops the students' individual study skills and study habits, and then also possibility for PE or other electives. So these are kind of the other classes here. Oh, also art. The students are going to be taking art with Mr. Weber once again. So I talked about the endorsements. These are the 3 that they will be getting that students are eligible for. These are the performance acknowledgements. So these are a list of the 9th grade classes. As you pause. Courses for 10th grade, if you're interested. Some more AP classes. AP US History, AP Physics, and also students have an ability to take AP Spanish if they're going to be a Spanish 3 in 9th grade year. So they have a potential of taking 5 AP classes their 9th and 10th grade. Okay, now let me talk a little bit about the IB program, the International Baccalaureate program. The diploma program is for students in the 11th and 12th grade. What you need to know about the IB and the DP program. The IB program is a curriculum. It is certain classes, and we get tests from, and the examinations and the assessments, which not all the assessments are just multiple choice. Students have to write essays, students have to make presentations, students have to do projects. It's a very rigorous curriculum, and it's a global curriculum. So one of the most important things about becoming an IB student is the learner profile. We want to develop students to become all of these, because college readiness and beyond is more than just knowing mitosis from meiosis, a biology concept. Students need to be all of these to be successful. And the IB curriculum, we're integrating all of this into the IB curriculum. So a little history. IB was founded in the 1960s. There are currently 3,000 IB schools. There's one in Brownsville, Idea Frontier, and I think there's just a handful in the valley. I think there might be 3 in the valley. So this whole application process takes several years. When I came on board my first year, this is where we were, consideration phase. Right now, we are right around here. We've submitted our full application, which was clearly over 100 pages, and so we're well on our way. If everything goes as planned, by the time that our 9th graders are enrolling into their junior year, then that would be our first year as an IB school. So why is IB going to set your students up for success? There's only one school right now in Brownsville that's IB, and that's Idea Frontier. We are in the process. Now, these two are IB candidates. Diploma candidate means they do a few more things: an extended essay, a community service project, another class called Theory of Knowledge. And this is an SAT score. Total, if you are an IB student, 1,300, 1,200, that's your score. It's out of 1,600 compared to the total population of 1,000. That's a huge difference. And this difference is not just in terms of where you can be selected, but also if you're selected into a more elite university, or if you have higher test scores, this means more scholarship money, more financial aid money, and so forth. Now let's look at the acceptance rates. Total population, 58%. IB is 30% more. I think the most telling is University of California, Berkeley, which is the most selective school on this list, 24% for the total population, and it's double for if you're an international baccalaureate student. Similar, IB prepares students for being accepted to college. Here's another important slide. If you're a student with a standard college prep curriculum and your GPA is 3.6, this is at the students. This is for students at the University of Florida. Your SAT score is around here, and in college their GPA is 2.6. Now, the GPA in college is what employers are going to be looking at. This GPA is much more important than the high school GPA. So the students at University of Florida who were in the general population had a much lower GPA. The drop was 1 point. Advanced placement, high GPA, much lower. Well, not quite as low, but they still retained above a GPA of 3.0. The least drop was international baccalaureate students from 3.8 to 3.3, a drop of only 0.5. And what does that mean? I mean, that means that if you want your son or daughter to be set up for success, for future careers, for future anything, for future options, IB is the way to go. AP is not bad, and we're going to be offering 5 AP classes, 9th and 10th grade, but international baccalaureate is the way to go. They'll be taking both of these curriculums. So that's basically my presentation. In order to be successful to and through college, all students are expected to pursue the most rigorous college prep curriculum, and therefore expected to complete the highest level of academic achievement available to every student. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to take your answers. My number is 956-678-7617. My email is william.corbett@ideapublicschools.org. Thank you very much.